So 4 days at work.
Yeah. So the concept is bringing a bit of that traditional white collar job approach that the pandemic has handed a lot of companies have been able to work from home: lawyers, accountants, coders, programmers, customer service specialists. But in hospitality, you can't really bring it. You can't bring hospitality and do it from home. So it's one of the by definition issues in this industry is you can't do a lot of work at home if you're in the restaurant business. People come to your place of business, you kind of need to be there if you want them to spend money and for it to stay open. Yes. So what we decided to do was we came up with an approach called 4 days at work, which is basically our managers are working 4 12-hour days per week in the restaurants, and chefs, so managers and chefs, and then 3 days a week they'll be able to do other things. So you want to go out of town, you want to put your days off together. The idea is that when you're at the restaurant, you're focused on the guest, on the food, on the service, on the facility and the team, and making sure that everything's running great. And then the things that you could do in an office, which, restaurateurs like me don't give a lot of space to offices and restaurants. We like revenue generating space, and there's not a lot of revenue generated in an office. And it's also hard for people to get work done because of all the disturbances. How do I get my schedules done every time somebody knocks on the door for needing a supply or a manager to run a card or to do something? This allows the team to work from home. So I can do my schedules, I can do my invoices, I can respond to emails, I can do things that I don't require them to be in the restaurant for. And they can do it from the beach, they can do it from the mountains, they can do it from their car, they can do it from home, and gives them the flexibility that this industry has never really provided people. And I think that is an opportunity for us to help differentiate our company, differentiate the industry, and hopefully attract some of those people that left us and that have continued to leave this industry over the last couple of years. We're getting crushed on the fact that money is not everything and lifestyle is a big deal, and people quit people, not companies. And if you are caring about the development of these people and the teammates that you have, then they will hopefully stick around longer, and you won't lose all of that institutional knowledge that they take with them. It takes, a new manager or chef probably 6 months to get up to speed on the things that they need to do to their job. And if you don't lose those people, you have a better run company. The problem with this new philosophy of ours is I'm really proud to say we're fully staffed in all 10 of our locations, all 13 of our locations and 10 concepts. I don't know how many people can say that in this industry right now, but we have to be overstaffed to start this test, right? We need an extra manager and an extra chef in every restaurant in order to bring people from 5 days to 4 days. And so we were hoping to start this test in the fourth quarter. And we're close. I think we're close on 2 restaurants, and I hope to start that in the next couple of weeks. And then once the test is gone on for, it's occurred for a few months and we've analyzed whether it's been successful, then we can roll it out to the rest of the company. But, it's an enormous expense to hire 2 more people and not reduce the salaries of anybody else in every restaurant. But I really do believe that this is going to result in better revenue, better quality of life, happier managers and chefs, happier teammates, and therefore happier guests. That is our belief once this rolls out.
Can you talk a little bit more about why you think it will be worth the added expense of, hiring more people?
So a couple of reasons. I think it goes back to happiness, right? So when I used to run Rosa Mexicano, and we had, when I left the company, we had 19 restaurants about 8 years ago. And I noticed that the best chef, every restaurant was the same. Every menu was the same. Every vendor was the same where possible. The recipes were the same. Why is it that the food tasted better when the chefs were better chefs, right? Why is that? If they're following the same recipes and the same specs, why is it that the food just tastes better? And I believe inherently that there's this, and this sounds a little spiritual, but there's this energy that good people, smart people, happy people give in what they do every day. And how do you quantify that? I don't think you do, but I think you can quantify it by looking at year over year sales. I think you look at it by reduced turnover in staff. You can look at it, a great line cook can work 1.5, sometimes 2 stations, whereas a brand new line cook can barely work 1 station. Well, if that line cook isn't going down the street for $1 because their chef is a great chef and a great teacher and educating them and giving them what they need emotionally and not just financially, hopefully people leave less often. You're able to do more with less. You're able to create a better quality of food and beverage. Your regular guests are seeing the same bartenders, the same servers, the same managers, the same hostesses, and they come back more often because they feel that this is a place that has their act together. And I don't know that we can't quantify it on the front end. And I'm sure some of our investors would say, what are you doing with my money? But we really believe that this is an opportunity to create a place and a company in this industry that's doing things a little differently. So the test has to start, and then we have to review whether it was successful. I'm pretty confident it will be. I'm obviously willing to bet quite a bit on it. To hire a manager and chef in this market in a restaurant is, probably $130,000, $140,000 a year for a junior manager and chef. That's not nothing, so that we're going to spend that much more money. We need to see that the revenue is better, the costs are better, the quality of the food is better, the turnover is less. And, our industry has to do something, right? We have to do something to attract people back. We have to do something to differentiate ourselves from our competition. If you have a Knead restaurant and you have Bob's Burgers down the street, what makes us better? It's a restaurant, it's plate, it's food, it's guests, it's a building with 4 walls and drains and sinks and refrigerators. How do you differentiate that? It's the culture, and it's what keeps people coming back. And the industry today is not the industry I grew up in, where Gordon Ramsay was throwing things at his line cooks and creating great television. That's just not the environment that people want to work in. They want to work in a place where they're appreciated and they're valued and they're rewarded, and they're working to live as opposed to living to work. And I think it's really important that we recognize that this industry is strictly a vehicle for people to create a career. It's not the focus of their lives. And I think, unfortunately, that our industry has taken a very long time to figure that out. And we want to be the leaders in our company on helping ourselves, our teammates, and our industry move forward.